Okay, friends. So, as always, time for questions, comments, and thoughts. I already have received many questions today, and I will just answer a few of them till the time. If you want, you can type the question on the chat box, and maybe we can address that as well. So, starting with the list of questions that I have received today. The first question is, what is the immediate need for humanity for its own higher good? So the question is actually asking if there is one thing that humanity can do for its betterment, what should that be? The answer we have received in today's Gita class, and the answer is simply this. Instead of looking for happiness in the outside world and running and racing endlessly and craving and getting trapped in this world of sense objects, if one thing needs to be done is to pause and to turn your attention inwards. At least start by introspecting your own life, introspecting about your own self. And from there, the journey towards self realization will begin. And then from there, you can take in, different pathways according to your temperament. Your inward attention can either be given in devotion to God in the Bhakti Marg, or it can be used for contemplation on the higher truths through Jnana Yoga. That inward attention can also be eventually used in the outside world to perform karma yoga, always remembering that God is the doer and giving the fruits of action to God. And that inward turned attention is definitely going to be used to practice meditation, to still your thoughts, and to perceive the peace of your own soul. Once that happens, then humanity will experience the happiness that it is looking for in the outside world. The second question that I have received today is how to perceive oneself as a mere witness beyond through the waking mind, through the dreaming mind, and the deep sleep state. And also, we know that when we are waking or we are dreaming, there are emotions attached to this situation. How do I perceive myself as the calm witness of all these three states of existence, which is waking, dreaming, and deep sleep? Now, let us do some activity in awareness. Let's just take a moment to intellectualize and introspect that who is aware of whom. Ask yourself, is my body aware of who I am, or am I aware of the body? Now, create a little separation between you, the awareness, and the body with which you are functioning. So, of course, you are aware of the body, although you think right now you are working only through the body, but that delusion will go away, slowly with meditation. But just the fact that I can be aware of my body, and the body is an inert thing. You remove the prana from the body, it will drop dead. Can a dead body be aware of anything? No. Our bodies appear to be living because there is life force running through them. So I am aware of the body, and the body has no power to be aware of me. Second step, I am aware of the breathing process. The breath has no power or intelligence to be aware of me, of who I am. Third step, go in further. I can be aware of my thoughts, but my thoughts have no power. These thoughts that keep coming and going in my mind have no power to be aware of me. So in my waking state, these are the three things I'm using. I'm using the body, I'm breathing all the time, and I'm thinking these thoughts. So this tells me that I am aware of what is going on in the body, prana, and mind, and not vice versa. Now, the same thing happens in the dream state. In the dream state, what is happening? Only the body is resting. So, though you may not be aware of your bodily existence, yet you are aware, your mind is creating a world on itself. So, even in that world, who is the dreamer? Your own mind is constructing all those, phenomena that is happening. Eventually, you are the dreamer. When you get up, you say, I am aware that there was a dream. And when you go into deep sleep and you get up, so mostly people think that deep sleep, it's a lack, absence of experience. It's not an absence of experience, it is an experience of blankness. So it is another kind of experience. In the waking and the dream world, we have experience of variety, we have experience of all these sense actions that are happening. But in deep sleep, the experience continues as an experience of blankness, and it is a restful experience. Therefore, when we get up from sleep, we know exactly whether we have slept well or not. So that means the pure awareness. Now, who is experiencing the deep sleep? That pure awareness which continues behind the waking, dream, and deep sleep states. That is what you are. That is what we all are. That is, we are pure witness consciousness. Now, bringing in the second part of the question is that how do I transcend the emotional involvement that happens with the situations in the dream state or the waking state? The answer is, don't expect an easy answer. You have to attain control over your emotions by the practice of spiritual techniques, by the practice of meditative techniques. You must bring your emotions under your control. Who is the master? Are you the master of your emotions, or are the emotions your master? You have to come to the state of chitta vritti nirodha. That means you have to come to the point where you are master of your emotions, you are master of your thoughts, and you are master of your prana as well. And that is why great gurus and saints are called masters, because they have fully mastered all the states of their existence, and they know at all times that they are pure witness consciousness. The only difference between the guru and the disciple is that the guru is already awakened and realized into his witness consciousness. The disciple is still roaming in the land of dreams. Even the waking world is like a dream, and still doesn't know that it is pure witness consciousness which is eternally free. So meditate, meditate, and meditate, and you will be able to achieve the control of emotions, and you will be able to know that you are the witness consciousness. Okay, coming to the next question for the day. So the next question is, what is the causal body and how can one feel it? So we have discussed this earlier. The causal body, we know, is the body which is closest to the soul. To understand the causal body, let us understand the creation process a bit. So we know when absolute existence exists even when there is no creation. When the manifested world is not there, absolute stillness or consciousness still exists. But then, when it wants to create this world, what does that absolute existence do? It starts to vibrate. And it vibrates very subtly and creates a thought pattern. And then that thought pattern vibrates a little more grossly, and that becomes energy, which, when vibrates more grossly, becomes matter. So, considering this situation in our own self, the soul out of which, the blueprint of the body comes, that is the causal body or the current sharira, or it is a collection of thoughts which then finally manifests into an energy blueprint and then finally manifests into your physical body. And therefore, it is clearly stated that change your thoughts and change your life. If you want to bring about any change in your life, if you just change your thought, you will be able to do that. Why? Because the causal body, or that collection of thoughtrons, collection of thought, is the cause of your energy and your physical bodies. The second part of the question is, how can I perceive my causal body? Is in meditation, when you quieten the physical body, and when you relatively quieten the prana, then you can see the thoughts that are floating in your mental sky. You are suddenly aware that there are thoughts in your mind, and then consciously, what the yogi can do is consciously choose in which thought he or she wants to engage with. And otherwise, he just allows the thought to flow in whatever way it is flowing. And he or she himself, he becomes more subtle and goes deeper into his own consciousness to the layer of existence which is even beyond the thought process. And again, pranayam or kriya yoga meditation, other meditative techniques, or even mantra jap will help to keep the mind quiet so that you can then go into the level of your soul existence. And from there, once you are witness consciousness, once you are the soul, you can easily know that this is my causal body, that this is the set of thoughts and emotions that is governing my life. And it becomes all the more easy to change the manifested reality that you have created into this world. One final question of the day. So this question I have received from one from South Africa and one from India itself. And the devotee here is saying that, that I'm a high energy person, and I don't gel into the energy of people around me. I don't think their energy resonates with me, or probably they are low energy, and that this doesn't allow me to make friends and gel in with everybody. So what should I do? And do I still be loyal to the people who are around me, or should I just shift away? So that is, some serial questions that come into play. So here I would start by saying that the fact that you are at a given place has been completely determined by you yourself. Your own past karma is now affecting itself in the current arrangement of energy pattern that you are in. And that is for a reason. Now, don't think that karma is punishment. The beautiful side of karma is that it is there to teach you unlearned lessons. So, if we are in a particular set of people or a particular energy distribution, then that situation is to teach us some unlearned lesson. Now, what happens is that because we are working through the senses and because we are in this world of duality, I and you, then I tend to see the differences that I have from other people. Now, if I would not focus on the variety and the differences, now let me tell you, the differences make this world colorful. If everybody was like, same energy, same frequency, talking the same thing, then this world would not be attractive to you at all. So the variety and the differences make it more colorful. But then just let it be like that. Now, you yourself, now because you are disturbed by the variety of energy that is there, what you can do is, instead of seeing the differences between you and the other people around you, start to see what unites you and them. And the common thing that unites all humanity, not only a set of people, all humanity, is that all human beings want to be happy. Or whatever a human being does is all the entire intention is to be happy, or to be calm, or to be peaceful. All human beings crave for love. They want to be loved and they want to give love. All human beings currently residing on planet Earth are breathing in the same air. All of them are taking in the same H2O molecule as for sustenance. Or for all of them, the sun is the common source of energy. All the five elements are the same. All our bodies are just the same. All our tragedies and comedies in life are just the same. All our hearts desire the same thing. So once we start to see the unity of all humanity instead of seeing the mental differences, then only in that unity do we learn how to love others and not judge them. So that is the unlearned lesson that we need to learn. The unlearned lesson in one word is love. Have we learned to love others just as we are? That is what Jesus said. In the second commandment, he says, love thy neighbor as thyself. Why? Because he is your extended self. So unless we learn this lesson of loving others just as we are, till then, we will be brought into karmic conditions of energy distribution, which we may at superficial mental level not like. but learn to live more from your heart. Learn to love unconditionally. And once we have learned this lesson of love, then you have the passkey into the universe. And that is the passkey for moksha, for salvation, for nirvana. And then we can rise above this duality into the unity with soul and spirit. So I think we are done for the day. Do
We
we have
have
any other questions?
we
Yes?
have two more questions. If we have time, we can go ahead with this.
Okay, please go ahead. Yes.
Question is, if we have no attachment, how can we pursue ambitions and goals?
A good question, I would say. So people think that unless I am clinging on to something, I cannot attain my ambition. Now, important thing to remember is, what is my highest ambition? My highest ambition is to be happy all the time. Attachment is contrary to this very goal. We think that becoming an engineer, becoming a lawyer, becoming a businessman, becoming materially successful is our ambition, forgetting that our true ambition is pure happiness. And all the other ambitions are lesser as compared to this highest ambition. And once they are lesser, that means they are only en route steps through which I am trying to find happiness in this world. And if they're only en route, then, and if I put all my mental energy into clinging and getting attached to those ambitions, then I'm actually missing the point completely, because my highest goal was happiness. But attachment is limiting me to only one particular goal. It is limiting me to only seeing this side. And I'm also going out of God's will. I have not understood what is the divine will for me. And I have just set my mind and heart on some little ambition which I think is going to give me happiness, which may not be right. It may not be the course of action that I need to do to find my ultimate ambition of being happy and being one with God. So that does not mean that we should not have noble ambitions. It means that you keep an ambition in mind, set a goal, work the best for it with all sincere effort, work to achieve that ambition, but let go of the fruits of that action. So non-attachment literally is a non-attaching yourself to fixed fruits of action. Allow the Lord to reward you whatever you deserve. Your work is to do that action to the best of your capability, with a devoted heart, with a focused mind, and remembering that you are all the time using this cosmic intelligence and energy which belongs to God for achieving whatever goal you are achieving, and then let go of what's going to come thereafter. So don't be attached to the fruits of action. Simply be sincere and single pointed in whatever noble ambition that you set for yourself. And always remember that our highest goal is unconditional, pure joy that is available to us through these spiritual practices. I hope that helps.
Next question is, in my profession, considering all the competition to get the work, we have to put paperweight to get our work done, and even it leads to cutting corners sometimes. So, what should I do? As I'm stuck in this vicious cycle of work and money, please advise.
So, important question that one needs to ask yourself is, how much is enough? So, contentment, the virtue of contentment plays a very important role here. Once you have attained enough for your own sustenance and for the responsibilities for your family, just hoarding wealth and having more and more just because the world is doing it is not going to give you happiness. And always remember that yato dharma tato jaya means where there is dharma, there is victory. Where there is righteousness, eventually there is going to be victory. Means not only are you going to be able to do whatever noble ambition you set your heart for, but also you will stay happy and free inside. if you cut corners, giving yourself an excuse that, because everybody is getting richer, therefore I also need to get richer, without truly introspecting why you are working and cutting corners. Now, a balanced life is the important prerequisite for the day. If we are working 12 hours, 14 hours a day, we have become workaholics and we are giving excuse to ourselves that I need to occupy my mind, then I'm sorry, it's not going to be easy for you to achieve that balance and the final happiness that you're actually looking for. And that the Gita will clearly say later in chapter 6, it will come that whoever works too much, whoever works too little, whoever sleeps too much, sleeps too little, eats too much, too little, cannot be a yogi. Therefore, all of us need to come to a point where we are contented with the resources that we have. And contentment is not laziness, means doing sufficient work that we have, sufficient for our needs as well as our responsibilities. Once we have that, then we have to ask ourselves that is it enough or not. And once we have decided that this is enough for me, then I will stop comparing myself with the rest of the world, because the rest of the world is going to hoard money because they think their happiness lies in hoarding money. But it does not. If a bank number in your account is increasing, does it truly give you happiness in the heart? No, it does not. If an additional car is standing outside your gate, does it give you additional happiness? Maybe for 2 days, not the third day. Anyways, you will get a scratch if you're driving in India and it will bring you more sadness. So we think that hoarding more wealth will give us happiness and peace. It does not. Therefore, each individual has to set his or her own limits, work, bring in the virtue of contentment, have a balanced life. So, although you should have a good amount of hours to work, but you should also have some hours of introspection, of contemplation, of meditation. And all of this, if you're looking for true happiness. If you're not looking for true happiness, then you can continue being in the rat race. You can continue to cut corners. But if you truly want to be happy and to attain that peace and that final union with God, then you will have to follow the path of dharma. You will have to bring in contentment and you will have to lead a balanced life. Each one of us will have to work out his or her own way of bringing in all of these, of integrating our life in a harmonious way so that we do not miss the real goal of life, which is self-realization or God realization. I hope that helps.
That's all for today.
Thank you very much. So, friends, bye for today. But yes, we are going to meet next Thursday and we will continue our journey of the Gita and we'll answer more questions and we can have more discussions. So, thank you all very, very much. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Jai Guru.